Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures is very much a quick cash-in game based on a kids show. That said, given that it's a show based on a legendary video game character, there's always hope that it might rise above its peers and offer a decent experience. Fortunately, Namco Bandai did right by the Packster, offering a fun, if flawed, mascot platformer. I'd love to start out with the story, but there's really nothing to say on the subject. Really, it boils down to show villain Betrayus, and yes, that's actually his name, trying to destroy Pac-World and replace it with his ghostly domain. I'd imagine that's not very different from your average episode of the show, just stretched out over a 6 to 8 hour campaign. As for the way the story is presented, well...
You did it! I guess I'm going to have to think of better challenges!
Yeah, not exactly the most Shakespearean dialogue, but easy enough to forgive given the source material. And mascot platformers aren't exactly known for having great stories anyway. What matters is the gameplay, and that's where Pac-Man manages to offer quite a bit. Reminiscent of the Pac-Man World trilogy, Ghostly Adventures puts Pac-Man into a fully 3D world while loosely retaining the mechanics of the past games. Pellets litter the battlefield, ghosts can be scared and turned blue, and Pac's lunge attack is accompanied by the classic Waka Waka sound effect. On the creepier side, Pac collects the eyeballs of vanquished ghosts, but at least everything comes together to bring about the feel of classic Pac-Man. In terms of unique gameplay, there are numerous transformations Pac can use by eating a variety of power pellets. Forms include ice, fire, metal, and even a chameleon suit, all of which alter the gameplay in slight ways while also allowing the developers to offer a fair amount of variety to the platforming stages. Certain forms are a bit floaty and hard to control, but for the most part, the various abilities are a welcome change of pace.
Let's give this a whirl!
What hurts the game a little is that there's really no collectibles to speak of, which is a bummer for a game like this. Sure, collecting enough Slimitanium gives Pac a permanent health boost, but they respawn every time you replay a level, taking out the need to hunt them down. Similarly, beating each level gives you one of 4 fruits, but all this does is unlock a collection of minigames that range from passable to controller-smashingly frustrating.
Come on, let's go!
Another weird issue is the random distribution of boss fights throughout the game. Some worlds have no bosses, while some have 2. One will throw a boss at you in the middle of the world, while another will have one in the first stage. Some of them offer creative challenges, but for the most part, these bosses are just around to pad the game out further. Ultimately though, Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures overcomes its problems to be a solid, recommendable title for anyone missing the days when the 3D platformer was king. It's not going to blow you away, but it remains a fun diversion until the credits roll.